Here are 5 summer dinner recipes with only 5 ingredients. They're light, fast, and easy because no one wants to be standing in a hot kitchen all day. First recipe is a viral sensation from TikTok, of course. These are Tortilla Kebob Pinwheels, and let me tell you, they are so good. It's like a new take on street food and a super easy way to prepare it. 5 ingredients for this: ground beef, yogurt, tortillas, cucumbers. A lemon I'm counting as the 5th ingredient. However, if you consider that a pantry staple, then maybe this is a 4-ingredient dinner. Starting with about 1 1/4 pound of ground beef, and you just want to really get it extra flavored. So we're doing that with some pantry staples. And then I've also taken 1 small onion and grated it finely so that it really mixes in with that beef. So I'm going to do some cumin. This kind of gives it just that kind of smoky, earthy flavor. A little coriander, some paprika. If you don't have garlic, you can do garlic powder. And I like using a garlic press so that it's really fine and it gets mixed in with the meat. And then of course, salt and pepper. And then I'm also gonna brighten this up with a little lemon juice, but before I take the juice out of the lemon, I'm going to use the zest. Add some zest to another bowl. We're gonna make a sauce with this and go in with about a tablespoon of the juice. All right, and then mix it up. Your hands are the best tool. That onion's gonna add a good bit of moisture so these don't dry out. Okay, now for the fun part. I'm gonna spread the raw meat evenly over the tortillas. And it's a thin layer, so it's gonna cook all the way through, don't worry. Once you have it spread out, you're gonna roll it like into a tight kind of pinwheel situation. I'm gonna keep doing that, and then I like to pop them in the freezer for just about 15 minutes, just so they're easier to slice. While the rolls freeze, I'm gonna make our side and our sauce. So I'm using that cucumber, peel it. We're just gonna make like a cucumber salad. Kind of goes with our Mediterranean vibes. I'm just gonna slice these. My mom used to make like cucumber salads all the time. This is the perfect summer side. Also, when they're in season, they're super cheap. I'm also gonna add in some onion, and I'm just gonna season it simply. A little garlic powder, salt and pepper, and then whatever vinegar you can do, white or red or white wine, just a little vinegar and olive oil. Just give it a toss. Kind of let it marinate while the rest of the meal comes together. The cucumber will start to give off its juices. Just kind of screams summer, you know? Side done. And for the sauce, I've got that lemon zest. And to that, we're gonna add in yogurt. I'm also gonna add in some more of that lemon juice. And then I'm gonna go in with just a little more garlic, a little pep, a little salt. And I like to drizzle in a little olive oil, kind of cut some of the tanginess. Cucumber salad, lemony yogurt sauce, and now we'll get our kebabs. Okay, I've also gone ahead and soaked some skewers, just wooden skewers. Just gonna cut it into about 3/4 inch slices. Try to get as much as you can, and then all you have to discard are those like little edges. I don't know who thought of this, but I think they were smart. Okay, so once you have them rolled, then you take your skewers and you turn them into little kebabs. Now we're gonna cook these in the oven just because it's easy, but what's gonna happen is they're gonna cook, the fat's gonna kind of render out, and then it's gonna toast and caramelize on the outside, so they're gonna be crispy on the outside, soft on the inside. I mean, they're just cute. They make for a fun presentation. You could easily do these as appetizers on smaller skewers, just a couple little pieces per. You can totally make these ahead of time. You can have the rolls done and then just cut them and skewer them when you're ready, because once you go to cook them, they only take about less than 15 minutes. Get a baking sheet. I'm gonna give it a little extra insurance with spray. Then I'm still going down with some oil. And then place your rolls down, give them a little flip so that both sides get a little oil on them. That way you get good browning and flavor. All right, and then these just go into the oven. High temperature, we're going 475. The meat on here is super thin, so it's not gonna take long to cook, and you want it to get really crispy. So we're going 475, about 13 to 15 minutes, and you wanna flip them halfway through. Look at those cuties. See how it gets toasty and caramelized on there? They're perfect bite. It's gonna be so good with our sauce. Tortilla kebabs with lemony yogurt sauce and a delicious cucumber salad. 5 ingredients. Talked about having parsley on hand as a pantry staple before because it's like the cheapest of all the herbs, and you can add it to so many dishes without changing the flavor, but just bumping up the freshness. I mean, you can usually buy a bunch for around $1, $1.50. I'm gonna go with the most caramelized. I'm just gonna go ahead and put the sauce over all of it. You can also just dip each one in your sauce, peel it off. That's so good. Caramelization equals flavor, so everything we put in the meat has kind of come to the outside and caramelized, so it's really kind of savory and a little bit rich, and then you add that cool, creamy, tangy yogurt sauce. But this right here is the pro move. That's a complete meal. It doesn't feel overly heavy. Just, I don't know what it is about cooking in the summertime. You're not looking for that like rich, heavy, hot comfort. This is what you're looking for. It's a 12 out of 10. It's gonna be hard to top it, but wait till you see what I do next. This next dinner is part of my new hyperfixation and perfect for summer barbecue. These are barbecue stuffed baked sweet potatoes, and it's so much more than that. 5 ingredients for this: sweet potatoes, of course, barbecue, and the hack here is you just go get some barbecue from your favorite barbecue place. Make sure it comes with the regular red barbecue sauce. Pickles, some shredded Colby Jack cheese, and then I'm using pantry staples as my 5th ingredient, starting with a little red onion. You have to start by cooking your sweet potatoes the viral TikTok way. You just simply cut them in half. You'll want to have a lined baking sheet. I do parchment. And then we're gonna spread just the cut sides with olive oil, salt, and pepper. And then you wanna place them cut side down on your baking sheet. And then these go into the oven 375 for about 45 minutes. Then you let them sit on the baking sheet for like 15 minutes. Don't touch them. I'm just heating my barbecue on the stove with the sauce that it came with. That's nice and warm. Look at these potatoes. You see that? How beautiful that is. That is the perfect base for this dinner. Now we're gonna make the white barbecue sauce. This is what ties it all together. And I didn't count it as an ingredient because you have everything on hand to make it. Alabama white barbecue sauce. It just goes so well. It kind of cuts through the richness of like really smoky things. A little apple cider vinegar, a little Worcestershire, good bit of black pepper, some salt, a little garlic powder, and a little cayenne pepper. That's it. If it's already tangy enough, it's just not loose enough, you can always add in just like a tablespoon or so of water. And if it can use more tang, go in with more vinegar. Forgot, a little brown sugar. That's what it was missing. Now you have sweet, tangy, spicy, rich, and creamy. Now we build the masterpiece. Top it with our already prepared barbecue, and I like it with the red sauce and the white sauce combined. And top it with some cheese, red onion, which I counted as an ingredient here. A little drizzle of our white sauce. This one makes me happy. And then my something green here is a pickle. I like the really crunchy cold ones. This is the most satisfying dinner, and there's no way you believe that it's only 5 ingredients. That's the glory of pantry staples. Because it's barbecue, because it's summertime, we just eat it with our hands. Why not? So next time you cook the barbecue this summer, skip the buns. Break out the sweet potato. Speechless. I know people think I make a big deal about the sweet potato like this, but the crust that it forms is like toasted bread. You get sweet, you get salty. Barbecue and sweet potatoes is already kind of a natural pairing, but to serve it like this, it's unmatched. It's unmatched. Once you taste this, you'll see why it's become my new hyperfixation. This is a fancy 5-ingredient dinner, Pesto Prosciutto Chicken. The main entree only has 3 ingredients, so I added 2 other ingredients to give you a couple side dishes. So we've got boneless, skinless chicken breast, just sliced prosciutto, prepared pesto sauce. You can get some really good ones in the refrigerator section. And then I'm doing an arugula salad and some orzo for our sides. This is a recipe I found. This is one of our top-rated recipes at Allrecipes. So I'm just gonna trust the process. Just gonna cut these in half and kind of pound them out because we're making like a little pinwheel here with the prosciutto and pesto. If you need to get some aggressions out. And you can do 2 whole chicken breasts to get 4 servings. So I'm just gonna do like 2 big ones and cut them in half. You're gonna take your chicken and you're gonna spread on some pesto. You don't wanna contaminate the pesto container because we're gonna use it more. Using like store-bought sauces like this is a good shortcut, good little kind of secret weapon when you're trying to get like 5-ingredient dinners. Because this has basil, it has olive oil, it has pine nuts, it has Parmesan cheese, all in 1 ingredient. So there's a little saltiness in there from the Parmesan cheese. We're gonna add more with the prosciutto and then just roll it up. All right, once they're rolled, not in the recipe, but I feel like would be a good idea. I'm gonna drizzle the tops with a little olive oil and season them with salt and pepper. See how these meals have been just light and a little more summery, especially pesto. You can use all your fresh summer basil to make that. And then these just go into the oven at 400 degrees till they're done. And then I'm gonna do just a simple arugula salad. If you don't want this as your 4th ingredient, you could totally do another green vegetable or a bag salad, but you've heard me say it. You gotta have something green, even if it's just an herb, not that kind of herb. For the dressing, another pantry staple, keeping everything really light and fast because we cannot stand the heat. We will get out of the kitchen. A little EVOO and a little salt and pepper. That side done, then we're going to cook our orzo and toss it with the remaining pesto. Chicken's done, let it rest. It's got built-in pan juices we're gonna drizzle over the top. The beauty's gonna come when we go to slice it. So trust the process. My orzo is done. I'm gonna keep a little of the pasta water in. I'm gonna add in a little butter with the pasta water. We're already continuing sauce making. And then we're taking more of that pesto from earlier and the rest of our lemon with salt and pepper. And you can consider that a 1-ingredient side dish. All right, let's plate her up. Slice it, you get that beautiful green pesto, the prosciutto ribbon throughout. You can just look at it and it says summertime. Let's build our plate. What do we work at a restaurant or something? Also got some pan juices. Just gonna drizzle over the top. We'll call this one the Fancy 5, the Fancy 5-ingredient dinner. Cuts like butter. The chicken is so tender. The flavor shortcut with the pesto and the prosciutto, that saltiness, that fresh basil flavor, you don't need more ingredients than that. And you can just make the perfect bite with everything together, salad and all. This dish screams summer. I can picture sitting out on the patio or the porch with this kind of dinner. Feels fresh, feels light, feels easy. Need a cold glass of white wine and dinner is served. 5 ingredients. The hits just keep coming. I don't know about you, but during the summer months, I like to eat a lot more seafood, whether we're at the beach or just at home. This is salmon with bacon and corn relish, kind of like a little succotash on top. This is salmon, however, you could do this with whatever fish you want to. Also, fresh corn, bacon, a red bell pepper, and green onion. Everything else, pantry staple. We're gonna start by cooking the bacon and corn relish. So we can cook that ahead of time and just kind of serve it warm or room temperature. But you want everything cut really small so that you get, a little bit of everything in every bite. Right, then you're just gonna take the corn off the cob. A lot of times I'm like, oh, you can use this if you don't have this, but no. This is the time to use the fresh corn, not the canned for sure, and not the frozen. Plus during these months, it tastes the best, it's sweet, and it's cheap. You can usually get 4 for $1 or something like that. I'm just taking all the fresh corn, fresh bell pepper, and we'll cook it in the bacon. Another kind of flavor shortcut. I'm gonna start by getting that bacon going because we need the fat to cook everything else. And you wanna usually start it in a colder pan so that as the bacon heats up in the pan, the fat slowly renders out and then it has something to cook in. So I'm just gonna let that cook until it is crispy. My bacon's crispy, so I'm going in with the red bell pepper. And we want things to kind of stay crisp, tender, so it's only gonna cook a few minutes at this point. I'm also adding in the green onion, the bottom parts. Basically, you're just trying to heat everything through. I'm gonna season it up a little bit. See, it just looks like summer. Feels like summer. All right, once it's warmed through, I'm gonna go in with a little salt, some pepper, and then a little pinch of cayenne. When you think of a relish, you think of kind of a tangy component to it, so I'm gonna add in a little rice vinegar. We've got some fat in there from the bacon, and that's gonna balance with the vinegar, but just to kind of add a little more so it's not too tangy, going in with a little olive oil. And that's it. It's that simple. This is gonna hold while we make our salmon. I'm gonna finish it with the top parts of the green onion. So this is our garnish and our side dish in one. Just gonna set that aside, and we'll get our salmon going. Obviously, you can do this on your outside grill. Might be perfect. I'm just gonna do it in the grill pan, because I'm lazy, or maybe because it's raining outside. The thing about grilling fish, I know this can be intimidating, but the main thing you want to remember is that you want your grill or your grill pan to be really hot, and once you put your fish on there, you just don't touch it. I'm just gonna season it simply, just a little salt and pepper and a little cayenne. You wanna make sure your grill pan is oiled. If you're using your real grill, you can put a little oil on a towel and brush your grates with it. I feel like we are hot to trot. Let it go. There we go. Give it a little twist. It's not sticking because it's ready to be cooked. As you can tell with salmon, how it starts cooking up the sides, it's got its own built-in thermometer. Beautiful. After you flip, you can turn it down a little bit. Just let it go until you don't see any more translucent flesh. That's it. Only bring the two together. This one is a simple summer meal, but so satisfying. This is my kind of meal right here. You could add a green. They suggested spinach, could be optional. You could stir it into the relish. I'm gonna count my something green as just green onion. It's just another one. A salmon that screams summer. You got that relish that has that tangy vinegar in there that's gonna cut through any of the richness from the bacon, but also that crusty grilled salmon. Bonus flavor using the grill, because you get that little hint of smokiness. Almost don't wanna ruin it. It's such a thing of beauty. Perfectly cooked. Soft on the inside, crusty on the outside. Salty bacon with that sweet corn and red bell pepper. Perfect combo. It's just another one that makes me want that cold glass of white wine. I love this so much. It feels healthy, but it feels very satisfying at the same time. It's the perfect use of those farmers market specialties when you get home. This is the dish to make, and it's an example, once again, of simplicity at its absolute finest. 4 down, 1 to go. A little Italian flair, and this last one, we're doing Italian sausage stuffed zucchini boats. Few ingredients, lots of flavor. So the 5 ingredients I'm using are, of course, the zucchini. Zucchini is super plentiful in the summer. You wanna choose like medium to large ones so that you can get the most filling in them. I'm doing store-bought marinara just to save on ingredients. Italian sausage, I love using that instead of ground beef because it's already got a lot of seasonings in there, so another, shortcut. I'm doing an Italian blend cheese, and then I'm doing rice to serve this with. I'm not going to stuff it with the rice, I'm going to serve it alongside. So you still get that kind of like Middle Eastern stuffed squash, but this is Italian, but I'm kind of adding some Middle Eastern vibes in here. Also using a couple pantry staples, onion and garlic. I'm just gonna chop this up and we're gonna put the filling together in the skillet. I'm gonna add in a little olive oil just to kind of get things moving. Down goes the sausage. You just want this to get browned and crumbled. It'll render its fat out and I'll cook the onion in it also. While our meat is browning, I'm gonna go ahead and prepare the zucchini. You wanna take your zucchini and cut it in half lengthwise, and then you wanna scoop out the center to, make a boat. And then you can use the flesh or you can discard it, but you can chop it up and add it to your filling. Saute that a bit, and then I'm gonna go in with the sauce, just enough to cover. Okay, and I'm just gonna let this cook for about 5 minutes just to let everything come together, and then we will fill our boats. I'm gonna stir in just a little bit of breadcrumbs just so it's not too liquidy and it kind of holds together. And then I'm also gonna stir in half of the cheese. So you're just gonna spoon the filling evenly into the zucchini. If the zucchini is too big, you can just cut off the stem end a little bit and set it down in your casserole dish. These will shrink and cook down a little bit as they bake. All right, now I'm gonna make a little sauce because I'm choosing to serve this with rice. You could just do it with pasta, leave this sauce as is, but I'm trying to bring in some of those Lebanese flavors with the stuffed zucchini, so I'm combining the Italian and the Lebanese together. I'm gonna add some water to this jar. And I'm adding some of those warm spices, a little bit of cinnamon, a little bit of allspice, and a little bit of coriander. I'm gonna shake that up, and then I'm gonna pour this on the bottom around the squash just so they have that moisture to cook in, and they create this delicious sauce to pour over the squash and the rice at the end. And I'm gonna top it with the rest of the cheese. These go into the oven 400 degrees until they are hot, browned, and bubbly. You just want the zucchini to be tender because everything else is already cooked. Oh yeah, hot, browned, and bubbly. That's what you want. I'm going to use the rice as my base, just to soak up all the good juice. Just trust the process. Got that good juice down there. Then I'm gonna add a little greenery. You could serve this with a salad, obviously. But your green vegetable is the boat, so you don't have to have a green vegetable. This looks delicious, and it also looks like it has way more than 5 ingredients. Meaty, cheesy. I want that zucchini to be sweet and tender. That's it. That's exactly what it is. Very tender, very fresh tasting. It's just another one that naturally feels like a lighter dinner and a great way to highlight that summer produce. There's so much flavor thanks to the Italian sausage and the store-bought marinara that already has those good spices in it. What more could you want? We have hit them all out of the park. You've got to try them. I promise you will not be disappointed. You're only 5 ingredients away from a fresh, light, fast, and easy dinner just in time for summer. Stay cool. Easy, breezy, beautiful. 5 ingredient dinners.